Are you looking to get into running long distance? Maybe you're just looking around thinking if you can even do it. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to get to running long distances as a beginner. Also, at the end, I'm gonna share a few tips on how to make long distance running mentally easier. So make sure you watch that too. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video and find it useful. It will really help me as a small channel. Hi guys, my name is Alisa, and before I even start the video, I want to say that I believe you can do it. I believe you can achieve whatever goal you set for yourself. I used to be a beginner thinking marathons, half marathons, all long distance races were impossible for ordinary people like myself. At the time, I used to run maximum 30 minutes. Everything beyond that felt like hell. By now, I was able to complete 2 half-marathon races and one 25K trail race. I used to think only professional athletes could do these distances. So I believe everything is possible. How do you start running long distances? The first step is to build running into your routine, make it your habit. I believe for this, it's helpful to download a running plan. There are lots of options on the internet for all levels and distances, and you can download them for free. Sticking to a running plan ensures that you have a goal to train for and to stick to your routine. I also want to add, please don't stress too much about sticking to a running plan. It's really there just as a guideline for you to have a rough idea what distance you need to cover every week. And if you're getting ready for a race, you will also benefit from knowing what maximum distance you need to peak at. But to be honest, I never really stuck to my running plan. I just feel like overthinking the miles takes away that bit of enjoyment and spontaneity. The good news is you don't have to run every day. Personally, I found that running every day was very counterproductive. And when you run, several muscular adaptations occur. The first is increased capillary density, which improves oxygen delivery to the muscles. Also, you get more glycogen stores, which allows you to run for longer. And you also get more mitochondria, which produce more energy for the runs. And increased clearance of lactate from the blood, which allows you to run for longer and offsets fatigue. Interestingly, these adaptations also benefit metabolism, as you get more efficient at using glucose. These adaptations don't occur overnight, they take time, and they occur when you rest. That's why it's important to prioritize rest. So what happens when you build up your distance way too quickly, which is often the case when you run every day? Your muscles just aren't prepared for all the time you're running. That's why your joints have to take the beating. Ankles, hips, that leads to injuries. I actually got myself quite a few injuries because of running every day, close to every day. What's optimal? I found that about 2 to 3 times a week is probably best. My first half marathon, I would only run 2 times a week, and it was sufficient for me to run my first half marathon in just about 2 hours. My second half marathon, I ran in just below 2 hours. Next, I think signing up for a race can be really helpful. This helps you stick to your running routine because you actually have a goal to train for. And races are really fun, much more fun than training. The key to getting better at running is long distance runs and speed runs. Long runs are really what pushes all of those adaptations. They also get your body used to increasing levels of fatigue and train your mind to push through discomfort. There are a few important points I want to highlight. The first is 10% rule. It states that you shouldn't increase the distance of your long runs and your total weekly mileage by more than 10% from week to week. For example, if this week your long run was 5 miles, then next week it would be 5.5 miles. And if it was 10 miles, then next week you would run 11 miles. The same applies to the total weekly distance you are running. This is essential to prevent any injuries from overtraining and to make sure you have enough energy to go about the rest of your day. You also need to run in a slow conversational pace, because it is the pace that's sustainable for long enough for you to be able to complete the run. And feel more than free to switch to walking if you need to. You can also do a check by singing the songs from your playlist. If you can do that, then you're definitely running slow enough. Now let's talk about speed runs. Speed runs are really powerful and I think underestimated. Because people often hear to run faster, you need to run slow. And that's true. But it's not all there is to it. Also, speedruns are often thought of something you only need to do if you want to really race your races. But they are actually more than just that. They benefit your fitness and improve overall life quality. This is because any high-intensity work increases your VO2 max. VO2 max is the maximum amount of oxygen that body can use. And why should you care about this? High VO2 max means not only muscles are getting more oxygen, other organs in the body also do, and it improves their function. Studies also show that high VO2 max increases longevity. I hope by now you're convinced that high intensity and speed runs are important. If you don't want to really focus on running as your primary goal, and you just want to improve your overall fitness, feel more than free to swap speed runs for cycling at high intensity, for heat workouts, whatever you like. It really doesn't matter in terms of improving your VO2 max. The key is that you go with your maximum possible intensity. I also have my little story. Before I started training for my half marathon, I took a break from running, stopped running completely, and I just did home high intensity workouts, like burpees, squat jumps, stuff like that. When I came back to running, I discovered that I was able to run faster, longer, and enjoy running much more because I wasn't getting out of breath as much as I used to. How do you do high intensity work? And there are lots of possible options. You can do seconds in, 30 seconds off, 1 minute in, 1 minute off. Take longer rest. It only matters that you go at your maximum effort. Also, if your goal is actually improving your race performance, then tempo runs can be helpful. They are more targeted at improving endurance at higher speeds. Now let's talk about injury prevention. Strength training builds stronger muscles, which are better at supporting your joints as they act like shock absorbers. For example, building leg strength can stabilize hips and knees more, preventing any injuries in those areas. In terms of strength, it's slightly better to use free weights than machines, because those work stability more than machines do. But really don't stress about it. Any strength training is better than none. Also, mobility exercises are important. They help to increase your range of motion, so you can move more freely and efficiently. This reduces strain on joints. Mobility also helps to improve blood circulation, which can help with the recovery after your exercise. And for preventing injuries, it's very important to warm up before you run, especially if you run in the morning, because in the morning, the body needs more time to raise the temperature up compared to evening. Take your time to do a thorough warm up. And now, onto those mental tricks that I promised you at the end. When I go out, I never set myself a goal of running 10 miles, of running 2 hours, because when I just go out, it really seems daunting. Like, I'm just going out, I'm just starting my run, and I think I have to run for 2 hours, I have to run for 10 miles. If I really keep that thought in my mind from the start, it really makes it hard. What I do instead is I have this mindset. Let's just go out and then we'll see how it goes. I hope it's gonna go fine. But if I don't really feel well, if I can't push through my first 3 miles, then I'm gonna stop. I just give that promise to myself. And if it really goes bad, I keep that promise and I stop. But often what happens is that when you come to 3 miles, you discover you can kind of run one more. And then you can run one more and more. And in the end, you actually hit your goal. So it really is the key to break down your run into smaller, manageable chunks and not view it as one whole big, long run. Overall, I think running is a big mental game because it can really ruin your run if you start overthinking. And one final thing I want to add is don't stress about those miles. Don't even look at them when you're running. Try to enjoy the process more. And if you don't hit your goal distance today, it's not a big deal. You'll do it next time. It's really more important that you enjoy the process. Good luck with your running journey.